What's going on, guys? It's Diver, and today we're taking a look at the best class setups for the MP5 in Modern Warfare. The MP5 is unlocked early on, so when you're a newer player, this is definitely a weapon you're going to want to look out for and use a lot. This is the first weapon I got gold, and it's so useful in lots of situations, even those long range ones. I'm showing you two different class setups today. One's going to be for my competitive class setup that I use, and the other's going to be for public matches where I just want to have fun and honestly just see how good these variants look that I unlocked. But the attachments on the public match one are still really good. So let's start off the competitive match one. I like to use the muzzle brake, the Merc foregrip, the 10mm automatic 30-round magazines, stipple grip tape, and the F-Tac collapsible stock. The MP5 itself has no problem with recoil control. It's all about that recoil stabilization, which is your left and right recoil. So adding the muzzle brake definitely helps, and you can definitely notice it when you're in gunfights, especially at longer ranges. That being said, there still is recoil control issues, they're just not as much as the recoil stabilization. So if we put the Merc foregrip on, it definitely helps with that, and it gets you a little bit more accurate, especially at longer ranges. The 10mm ammunition definitely gives you an advantage when it comes to damage and range. You can be beating out M4s at medium range if you hit all your shots. The stipple grip tape is there to remind me that yes, this still is a submachine gun, and you can still get up and close and personal in the faces of your enemies and take them out. A lot of people in this game don't like those close quarters gunfights, including myself. So if I force that with another player, 9 out of 10 times I'm gonna win that gunfight. The camera angles in this game aren't the best, but that's what I can use and exploit the game and try to get my opponents really confused and put them in uncomfortable situations. When it comes to the stock, we use the F-Tac collapsible. This makes you so much faster, increases your mobility almost tenfold. This is really useful, especially like I said, when it comes to forcing those close quarters gunfights. You have your aim down sight meet speed and your movement speed go up, and your sprint to fire speed isn't listed as a pro in this, but it definitely goes up significantly. You lose aiming stability and recoil control, but by adding that Merc foregrip, you definitely make up for recoil control, and it's definitely noticeable. This is a really solid class setup, and I really recommend this if you want to get a little bit more competitive in yourself, and you want to get those awkward gunfights, and really test yourself and your skill. Now the next class is the public match class. This is more of a fun class that I like to use, just rack up some streaks and really kind of make people leave the game. It's really fun to use, really useful, and people get really mad when you use an MP5 in the game because it's really overpowered and probably one of the best weapons in the game. So starting off on the barrel, we have the monolithic integrated suppressor. This actually adds bullet velocity as well as sound suppression and keeps you off the opponent's compass, and if you're in competitive match, actually people do use this sometimes, which keeps them off the radar. For underbarrel, we use the Merc foregrip, ammunition is the 10mm rounds, we have granulated grip tape, and the Forge Tac ultralight. Now with the underbarrel, of course we want recoil control, because in this game you always want recoil control on a little bit of your weapons. Some of them don't need it at all, for example the MP7 doesn't really need it, but the MP5 it definitely helps. The 10mm rounds definitely help, like I said before, definitely give you that advantage, especially over these assault rifles and some of those faster firing submachine guns. And when it comes to the granulated grip tape, definitely helps with aiming stability, but more so aim walking steadiness. Now if you don't know what that is, it's when you're walking with your sights up. It gives you a lot more steadiness. Of course it lowers your aim walking movement speed, but when you're in close quarters gunfights, you kind of want to peek corners and always be the first one to seize an opponent when you're in buildings. This gives you a big advantage in gunfights. Now for the stock, we have the Forge Tac ultralight. This increases your aim walking movement speed that you lost from your granulated grip tape. This whole setup besides the barrel came with the flood variant of the MP5. The reason I use this is mostly because I really agree with what they did with all the attachments, and it just looks like a really cool weapon in general. This is still a great weapon, and the reason I like to use that integrated suppressor also is because I can get behind enemy lines in public matches and make sure I can be behind the enemy, fire them up, maybe flip spawns if I need without them really hearing or seeing me. Sound is everything in this game, and I try to do everything I can to eliminate how much noise I make. So this integrated suppressor really helps. Now those are two great class setups for the MP5. They should do you very well. Now leave a comment, tell me what you thought of them in the comment section down below. Hopefully they helped out, and hopefully they're making you a lot better of a player, because I know these attachments and these tips really help me. So give the video a big thumbs up, remember go check out the channel. If you like the content, click that subscribe button, I really appreciate it. But above all else, have a nice day. Peace.